Oh my God! Good morning, my neighbors. Looks like I'm having like camera issues. And you know what? I'm gonna have to solve that at a later time. Um, oh well, let's just get to the charts. A lot of stuff that's been going on. Not Tesla. I was just looking at that. Let's go ahead and go NQ. A lot of stuff that's going on. Let's go ahead and start with NQ. NQ went ahead and hit the number. Like, I don't know if y'all want to go back to some of my older videos. I explained this. What it do, Rodney? What's going on? I don't know if y'all want to go ahead and look at that, but basically, I was explaining to y'all that 21,000 was in reach. This order block was the area that we really suffered, and I did get caught in this wash here, and they kind of beat me up here, which is fine. That's cool, right? Because at the end of the day, the market's going to do what it wants to do. But I really thought we was just going to blast through this order block. But we found support roughly around that 20,000 level. I said they really want that 20,000 level, but wanted as in breaking it down, possibly, but this was the point of interest. So you got to start really marking out those point of interest. And you can see we've been bouncing from that 20,000 ever since. And this thing's going to look more like a bull flag as it goes by. So very interesting on NQ on what it's going to do. If we go over to the weekly, we was about to cross down. We was just about to. So depending on how we close here, we may be putting in a very strong bullish fair value gap to the upside that's going to look very similar to this. So if that actually holds throughout this week and we just sit here, consolidate, no real bear steps in and take over, there is a very strong possibility we could easily go for that 22,000, maybe 22.5, 22,750. Just mark out some psychological levels, be smart folks, and make sure you leverage properly. All right, let's go ahead and keep this going. We got oil. So oil is continuing this annoying, well, it's lucrative for those that day trade. But if you are a long-term investor, you're like, oh my God, oil is not going anywhere. It's just been between $69 and $89, right? And this is all starting off from the pandemic, a ridiculous. Well, actually, went too far. That's 2008, right? Pandemic, ridiculous recovery after having a negative drop. And I kind of cracked a joke a while back, like, I guess would they pay you to take a barrel of oil if you actually went and got it there? But anyways, here we got ourselves a nice little wedges action here. That price action is doing on the weekly. If you go on the daily, you could see why we're doing it, right? We got this nice little uptrend here, and it's putting pressure here. 50 and 200 is having a conversation. They don't know if they want to cross or not. So it's still considered to me that oil is bearish, and I think that the level that they're looking for is somewhere south of this level, maybe even coming to the low of $63 before they actually start buying again. But this buying is the last line of defense. They're trying to catch it like, hey, we can't let it get under here, because if we get to 63, we may be trying to even test as low as these bottoms here in 2021 down to 61. So just be very smart when playing oil. This order block is very tough, and it's something that was built on a monthly to kind of give you a little bit of a sense on it. Look at this. Had a nice little fair value gap filled down to the downside. They picked it back up, struggled to recover it. It took the pandemic to get it up to this level, and then now we're back here again. So it feels like it's telling me a story about oil that they might let the bottom drop out. Let's see what happens. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. We got gold. Gold is looking very interesting after it hit the 28 level. Look at where, bang, right here on this original trend line that started back over here. Let's see if we can hold this level, and then this backside of this downtrend is where we kind of have a little bit of confluence. Those that want to see it bullish, they're like, I got a good discount here. Those that see it bullish, they're like, I've been playing it from here and here, and this is the trend line here. So this could give us a nice little morning star. I would love to see gold. You know what? Let's play some very fun things. As long as you have a stop loss under 25.95, I think gold can get back to 2,800. All right, bold prediction, bold prediction. Silver, it looks like it's starting to release some of its key levels. So this is going to be very critical. Keep an eye on silver. If it breaks below this 30, let's call it flat. Let's call it 30 flat. This is going to give up a nice little fair value gap down to 29,225. You do not want those pressures if you're in a gold or silver position, because that means all the metals they're pulling money out of. The stochastic is not really fun in here, and it's not fun on gold either. But if you want to go ahead and catch what could be the position, I would say maybe maybe get to that 2800. But again, I am not a fiduciary, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves seeing these charts, and I'm making my bold prediction that that's going to happen. So make sure you enjoy the entertainment. All right, so here is the British pound. The British pound follows everything that the market kind of does. So because this is going down, that means the dollar should be strengthening. So someone is lying, because right now we got this whole entire move that's up here and it's consolidating. Could it be that the British pound losing value is allowing the consolidation for the market? Maybe, maybe. All right, so let's go over to ES, and you can kind of see very similar. We got above that 6,000 level. Everybody wanted this level, and that's probably the reason why NQ got dragged up to 21,000. All right, so now that we're above that 6,000 level, we got one, two, three fair value gaps. Is that a fair value? Yeah, three fair value gaps that we're sitting on top of. As long as all these supporters stay into the trade, there is a good possibility we're going to continue. Russells look like they're pouring everything into everything at this point. But you can see Russell is rocketing off. Are they taking some of the proceeds that they get from NQ and ES? And that's what gave us this explosion on Wednesday? Very possible. Very possible. So that is that's the Russell right there. And then this one, I have my maybe line. I was looking for maybe line to kind of give me this. Where are you, my drawing? There you are. I was looking for it to come to this level here, right? And then give us a bounce. But this downward trajectory and this angle that started all the way back here in April 2024, it's getting violated. It got violated off of its intraday or intra-month breakout. That's why the dollar kind of broke out to this level. Bull flag, and we're getting an extension. So for those that don't know what a bull flag is, it kind of does this thing like this, and then out of nowhere you got this deep consolidation channel that happens. That's your flag, and then you get your breakout, which is this green candle, and then you got to ask yourself, what's going to happen next? Well, then you take this whole entire thing, and that is your anticipated measure move. We're probably going to get the dollar to 108, but you know, I teach people to be a little bit more conservative. Do not get greedy. Just don't do it. So we're going to go ahead and slap on this, and I am looking for 50% of the move. Let's go with that one. That looks like a nice safe target. We're looking at dollar at 106. So there is going to be a major move on the dollar if this bull flag holds the way it is. Right now it's bumping its head against the wall, which is this angle right here. Actually, I can readjust that angle a little bit. Bing, bing, and that's the next target before it actually comes back down. All right, so if it starts to come down, you're gonna get some rallying from the market. That could be our dwarf star moment where the market just does some extra movement to the upside. Imagine Santa rally. That's probably going to be the catalyst when the dollar starts to retrace, but it does not mean that the dollar will fall. It might be just strictly retracement. All right, so if you have not been on one of my trading floors before, we are very simple over here. We do open and range breakout, which is very simple. We look at the 15-minute when the market opens, and then we kind of box out our levels. So let me go ahead and grab my levels, which is bullish and bearish. Kind of gives us our thesis of what we're going to do for the day. I kind of brought that a little too far. Bring it to price action. Where are you? There you go, bullish. All right. So we are looking for something similar to, well, it's doing this and this is this. And then we go to the 5-minute and we are looking for a candle wherever my pencil is. There you are. Pencil. Where are you, pencil? Don't you just love it when you don't have what you're looking for when you need it? There we go. All right, we're looking for a nice little close above the level, and that is supposed to be a candlestick, but that is just terrible. But we get a nice little break above that level, then we'll stay bullish. But if we don't, and we get something that does something like that, and it breaks below the level and closes below it, then that means we got ourselves a bearish move, and we're going bearish. Very simple. I don't make it complicated. I just like it nice and easy. The other setup that we do is based on my 45-minute. I have a proprietary software where I kind of coded that there is an anticipated pullback, right? So we had a nice little massive move to the downside around 4:30 this morning. And if you just waited until this thing found a level of support, which it looks like it was in the middle of this order block over here, and you could see we had a nice little retracement here in Q. Well, how much money did you give during that? Well, if you caught it in the middle of the wick somewhere, you're looking at about 140 ticks, anticipating some green action. Again, that is massive move down, green action, ride the wick, of course, ride until the wheels fall off. This one was looking for a bearish move. It just took about 1, 2, 3 instances until it did it. and that's what we're looking for. So if the 45-minute alert, we'll take that trade as well. But if it conflicts with our opening range breakout, we're going to pause and focus on only the opening range breakout. I know, nice and simple, right? For those that are new, I know it's probably a little bit complicated, but don't worry, you'll get it over time watching this channel. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. And we got about 2 minutes until the market opens. So I'll probably run through my red list or my volume list. I haven't looked at volume from yesterday. Let me go check that out. Let's see what's there. We got 24 million over at Microsoft. Let's see, Google. How's Coinbase doing? I know Coinbase is probably doing some ridiculousness because it's been flashing on my list a lot. Ooh, wait a minute. How come I don't see Coinbase on this list no more? Are they slowing up the purchasing? Oh, that is interesting. For almost a week, Coinbase just kept on popping in and out and in and out of my list, and now I don't see high volume. Maybe because they took off so much. Actually, let's go look at Coinbase real quick. It's probably still rocketing off and it's doing some ridiculousness that's not allowing it to fall into my screen. Oh, that's why. That is why. It's very, very far from the 50 EMA, and that is possible pullback, which is this opening market range. It look like they're doing that already, and probably come back down to kind of reset the oscillators and continue to that upside. Oh my God, that is beautiful. All right, market is open. Let's go ahead and go back over to NQ for like a quick second. So like I said, we're going to get ourselves a new 15-minute candle. Our 15-minute candle has started very similar to the previous 15-minute candle. So something like this. And right now, I'm just going to put this on top of here, and it will come back. Let's go over to my red list. Let's see what's going on red list. What do we have here? Let's expand this a little bit. All right, losers. Let's talk about the losers first. Come on. Oh, let's talk about Costco. Okay, so Costco, I don't know if y'all saw last week, I kind of hinted. I was like, well, you know what? This could be a fair value gap that they're holding above, but I thought a long time ago we would already hit this number at 1,000. I really think people are looking for Costco to hit 1,000. So I would say, and I would kind of submit to every single y'all, be patient with Costco. If this thing catches any level of support, they might start to take their profit around that 1,000 level. That probably be a good selling point because that's a key psychological level and as a milestone for all of Costco itself. Let's see, let's grab a winner. All right, who's winning right now? GE, Microsoft, not a lot going on over there. Let's go to the green list. Let's see what's going on my green list. Meta, let's look at Meta. Meta, very interesting ticker, had a little bit of a downturn here. I thought when we started making lower lows here, it was just a bit of a manipulation here. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset this to kind of capture the fact that this is the angle for this downtrend that happened here. And now we're breaking out of it. And this micro uptrend is what we are on, which is really here. Basically a whole lot of no man's land. Yeah, just let's see if we can capture this area here. If it gets above 595, look for retracement to a possible break of that 600 level with some strip. That's probably what's going to end up happening there. All right, let's go ahead and come back over to NQ and see what's going on there. All right, 15 minutes. All right, let's just readjust our line. So it looks like we're making some more lower lows. So come on, give me something. All right, let me go take out this high first. So we got our high was 21,222, roughly around there. Coming back to the 15 EMA on the 15 minute, and it kind of gave it a little bit of a bounce. I don't think there's any targets down here that they're looking for, unless they're going to come back down to this level, which is that 21,100. Maybe that's what they're looking for. But we're going to go ahead and tread lightly a bit, just in case. I really think they... Oh, wait. Wait. Let me see something. Is that a kick? No, no, almost. There is these pockets where volume just really gets so imbalanced, and these things kind of pop in. But no, that's not one of them. Almost looks like one because we have a detachment of price from the open to close. All right, I still don't see anything that is like giving me some wow factor at all. So we're probably gonna go ahead and continue with our. Oh, for the IV. All right. Ooh, make it rain. All right, let's see. Let me grab my other chart. Let me go see what's going on over there. I almost put chop instead of shop. There we go. Shopify. Yeah, it's pulling back. Probably the reason why it's pulling back is because it's starting to hit that 110 area. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, this level here, and as we open, oh wait, you already in shop? Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, got you. Yeah, I was like, because it established that 110 was going to be a tough area, and to be honest, you got this whole entire pre-market. You already closed out? Okay. Yes, so because what's happening is these two touches right here, these two trend lines, they just stopped it right at the edge of here. So that W kind of like they didn't come in with the muscle, so it looks like they rejected that area. That's your pre-market trend. Yeah, I would think so. As long as this fair value gap can hold right here on this 15 minute, I would love to see that. Boom, because they came right to the 50% of it and they're bouncing it. We'll see. Let's go over NQ. Looks like NQ is kind of it just reversed everything and started to push back to the upside. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now let me go ahead and go over to SPY. I took an overnight SPY, kind of toying with a thesis again. We just did not make a lower low, and they did not get this gap. So I was like, could it be that these people are still in? So I kind of took something because we closed above and it still was a green candle. I want to see if we can recapture and get up at that 600 level again. So we'll see if that actually pans out. All right, let's go ahead and just run through these again. Let's see what oil's doing. Its first 15 minutes. Ooh, coming into the block. Let's go ahead and draw some levels here. Grab my drawing here. Let's get rid of my watch list. So it looks like we kind of doing this on oil. Got this little angle here, and then you got this angle here. And if it holds this, they could probably come for this fair value gap on the 15 minute at 69.81. So keep an eye on that. Now they are going to have a tough time over at the 200 EMA here, but either way, somewhere around here might be an order block that smacks it. But if it can get through, you should be able to target up into here. Let's see gold. What you got for us, gold? Gold is using that level. Like I said, it was that angle off of this trend line. They're trying to bounce it, probably give us a star for the day, and then you might get yourself a morning star trying to recapture some of that fair value gap. We'll see what happens there. British pound still falling. ES still climbing. Russell looks like they came for its gap and they couldn't get down there. If this turns back green, it might just go ahead and make some new highs. The dollar is probably going to hit that wall drop, and then that's going to be the one that powers us up to continue up. But we'll see. We will see. Patience, folks. Patience. Let's see what's going on with my volume again. Microsoft is still pushing. It's getting some good volume. What else? Oh, Realty. I haven't seen that one since the pandemic. That might be a dividend play. Might be able to find something over there. DraftKings. We're getting close to the playoffs. That's gonna pop up. Getting some good volume over there. And I think that's about it. So DraftKings, oh, 1.8. What you got over here? Yeah, they're getting into these REITs. AGNC. If you don't know AGNC, then you did not play during the pandemic. AGNC. Who are they? I will let y'all know right now. It's a REIT, but they're a specialized REIT. What they do mortgage-backed securities for commercial and real estate. So this one is a very interesting ticker because these mortgage-backed securities is the same thing that caused the housing bubble stuff and everything else. So very, very interesting to hear this thing getting some volume again. Could be a dividend play. Actually, it kind of stayed a little stable since its drop off. Oops, didn't mean to have that up. Since its drop off to like $6. So yeah, this could be a dividend play. What they're paying 12 cents a share. So almost 1%. Oh, actually a little bit over 1%. See? All right, that's that one. What was the other one I said? I said DraftKings. Let's go to DraftKings. BKNG, I think it is. Yep. Getting some good volume here. I don't see any real target except this 48 level, psychological 50. I think that's probably what they're aiming for. Looks a little bullish where it is. Let me bring you down. Actually, let's look at the weekly. This thing could be something that's trying to take off for real. Oh yeah, this thing looks like a bull flag breakout. Right here. You got yourself your pole right here. You got your consolidation. It did not exceed the 50%. Touched it, but didn't exceed it. Could get a nice little explosion, kind of give you that upside down H, invert head and shoulder, whatever it is that you're seeing, and give you a nice little monster move right on back to that upside. If it does get above that 50, I can see DraftKings being $57. All right, let's go back over to NQ. We got 10 minutes in so far. Let's go ahead and box out our 15-minute. There we go. All right, so be cognizant of where we are right now, right? We're starting to really establish this range. There is a fair value gap that I was aiming for here, but they may do it before the 3 minute and 46 seconds, which would be a little bit annoying because I would love to kind of enjoy that myself. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, back to volume. That was another one I was looking at. So we did DraftKings. Let me do a reset. Let me see. So there's Microsoft, Google, Exxon, Block, Square. Got 2 million over there. What you got? Oh, look at you. Block is taking off. Block is trying to come back with a vengeance. Looking for Block to get above that $87 level, probably get into that 90 and then start to really take off into that 100 level. I think that's where they'll probably take their lunch money back and be like, all right, we out of here. We did our part. Let's see if new investors will come support our thesis that this is going to be the reversal and Block would never be $40 again. Is that the case? So keep an eye on Block. Very, very interesting spot where it is. Volume is building too. Let me see where the volume at now. 2.2 now. 2.2 million. Let's go. All right, so that's about it. That's the only ones that's crossed a million. I would say Exxon is probably another one that's probably getting some attention. ZOM. Yeah, so ZOM on the 1 hour looks like it's getting very bullish right now. Let me draw some trend lines. Let's get rid of some old ones I had. Yeah, so it looks like they've accumulated what they need here on the daily. The 1 hour is kind of in a bullish, a bearish area, but I think they're going to try to trap the bears for liquidity. So I think it's kind of riding this intraday trend of this here. And if this stays bullish, it should be continuing to that upside. NQ is struggling to hold its level. Let's come back over to NQ real quick. 50%? Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me go mark that in a different chart because I did not do that. But it's a doji fighting against another doji though. Doji on doji crime. So it's struggling to get above 221. Let me make sure I got my levels perfectly fine. The first level here, it is the high 21,340.75. The low 21,098.25. All right, so level I am eyeballing is 21,219.50. So what my wife was saying, that was the 50%. And then up here, 21,250 technically, but 21,248, and that is our 618. So since we had such a bearish state, we got to be able to stay above 21,248, and the market is probably going to fight against that, because we kind of already retraced to the 50% and the 618, and we rejected roughly right there. That will happen around 8 o'clock yesterday. Am I doing the math right? Yeah, I think that's 8 o'clock, roughly that open. So technically, which it could get ugly really, really, really quick, this could be your block we built just now. If I was to be a guessing man here, I'll come back to our open range, and this could be our downward angle for the day if they recapture this bullish wick and take out the buy side liquidity. But if anything did reverse, this buy side liquidity is putting pressure and takes out the high. This is the target that they're looking for to go ahead and flip the script, and they'll get the rest of these fair value gaps. All right, so that said, we are established on our 15 minutes, so our high is exactly that. So let's go ahead and adjust these to make sure they're accurate. So our high is 21,241.50 right there. And then we got our low, which is 21,181. Oh, I got it perfect the first time. 21,181.50. So I'll be bearish below this level, and I'll be bullish above that level. That is how this relatively works. So let's see if we can get ourselves a nice little strong move on either side. Let them do their dance. Do not get in a fight with children when in the middle of our swinging blows. You might get punched in the face. And I think the children are fighting to know which one are they going to go. Let's just wait for the winner, and we'll just take on that side and then save the loser by separating them. Something along the lines of that. All right, Microsoft 1.8 million in volume. Google 1.4. Exxon is almost to a million. Honeywell, that might be an earnings play. Let's see what's going on with Honeywell. I haven't seen that since the pandemic also. Nice little gap up. They have dividends that pays off here. Oh, that's a pretty chart. I don't know what their contracts look like, but they're hitting all-time highs. That's the reason why all this is happening. So you're probably getting the volume as people are cashing out their positions and such. Nice, nice, nice. All right, what else we got? Now Honeywell. I already told you about Block. It looks like it's continuing that upside. No one really is reckoning. It seems like that's where they're dancing at. I don't like Tyson Foods. DraftKings already said. AGNC. Lyft. Let's see what's going on with Lyft. All right, so Lyft looks like it might have found its base here. It's trying to get back up. So let's see what's going on in this daily. So I know they had earnings and they had a nice little pop up, but it looks like they liquidated down, made it a red candle-ish, but it's still above previous day. Could they be trying to target $20? Maybe, maybe. Let's see what this 1 hour looks like. If this 1 hour can kind of curl up, continue up, yeah, I think maybe they go for that $20 level. They might do it. They might get there. Oh, and then let me go over to AMAT. So AMAT is kicking my butt right now because I was looking for it to kind of hold its level. So now it's just a whole lot of theta that's beating up my contract. They have earnings on Tuesday. Part of me is saying I should cut my loss and I'll reposition with the same amount of contracts later. But I might just hold on to this and not add into it until it finds another trend. That's the other thing I'm thinking. So it's a very interesting spot where AMAT is because it looked like it could stay bearish and then liquidate all the more recent bull side or buy side liquidity. And I'm one of them. I'm on that upside trying to see if I can get up there. All right, NQ, let's come back over to you. Are you breaking out for the 5 minute? Nope, still not. Still not, still struggling. Got above 219.50. Let's see if they still build it up. Meanwhile, let me go ahead and set myself up for something else. Get logged into this account. I feel like I'm missing something here. Alright, let's put this side by side and get my futures logged in. Okay, and I'm good to go. So for the 45 minute, I don't see anything happening with NQ that is impactful to look from a 45 minute scale. Oh, we're getting back to that level. So this is that downward trend line I was pointing out here. Actually, let me come to, actually just do the 45 minutes. So this is the level here where I just felt like when we come to here, we're going to have a little bit of a question because how the 15 minute close, right? And you could kind of see as we're establishing that it is kind of like struggling with it. I would love for it to break above this level. Then it could tell me that we're done with this and then we'll get this fair value gap. So let's see if that's actually going to happen. I think it will ish. We'll see. Let's get this 5 minute here. That'll be our opening range breakout with a little bit of confluence. Got a downward trend line that we're putting pressure on at the same time. Kind of made a higher high, and then now we're kind of pulling back. See if it gives us a nice little pullback for a little bit of space, and then we could go attack that 250 level, 248, 250 level. While we wait for that, let's go find out if there's any news out there. My FX Books is one of my favorite. And a little reminder, Elite, click the link down below if you do not have an Elite account. Elite is doing 90% off of fees, 90. So you can get an account really, really cheap. I think the last one I saw was $10. Let me make sure I say the right thing. Let me grab this information and actually look at it before I speculate. I'm such a speculator. All right, $16. That's nothing. Wife is like, get me one. $16. They could none of the fast tracks, folks. So these are one step. So these are monthlies. The static is at $13. Diamond hands for 36. So I think that's a good opportunity for you to go ahead and get yourself some more. Click the link down below. That's for my season, folks. If you are not understanding price action, do not just jump into these accounts and treat that as a financial paper trade. It creates quite a bad habit, folks. So just get yourself ready and sound, and then when you're ready to trade for real, just like if you're going to trade with your real money, funded accounts are just like real money, folks. They are. All right, moving on. Let's see. Come on, 5 minute. Give me a break above and a close above that. I thought about taking a light position because I think it's going to go to the upside, but patience is a virtue. At least that's what they tell us. All right, let's go with November 12th. I'm thinking if we do go to the upside, NQ should hit QQQ should hit 517. I'm getting myself prepared. Yeah, I think I want to do a very light position here as we go in. Oh, I did say I was going to check out news. I got caught up on plugin. All right, let's go check out the news. What do we have coming up? We got ourselves. Oh, Fed is running his mouth. Oh, that's going to be fun. We got some Treasury bonds around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Kashkari's talking around 3 o'clock. And then you got some more Feds running their mouths all day. Let's see if we can get to that 618. I'm looking for 2150. 2150. It gets above that 618, all that sell side liquidity is going to get chewed up. I did take a small position. I think I am going to, let's see, where's my 1 minute? There's my 1 minute there. There's that 12, there's that 250 level right there. they came back for my stop. I was looking if we was gonna put in a 1 minute fair value gap. We did not. And then grabbed the liquidity. Walked away with let's go ahead and put this on the screen. P&L, there it is. Right there. 150. Good trade, good trade. Like I said, I was gonna do 7 times that, so 7 times 150 was at 3, 6, 9, probably within $1,000 ish. 3, 6, 9. Now I'm in 6 contracts and then that extra 150. Yeah, so it's been like 1050. But I felt like this was going to happen. When we get there, there's some bears sitting right there waiting. Because we got what would be our 5-minute close above. So I wanted to be in early enough. That way that 5-minute close above, I would have been in and I probably would just ride the wave, maybe even add some more. But this is giving me weakness, showing me that we can't have the 5-minute close above the opening range. Basically, I'm coming up with variations of the opening range to kind of help y'all make y'all decisions along the way. Let me get rid of this. Don't need that anymore. But if this 5-minute closes above, yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and grab another one of them. It just depends on how the entry looks. They probably grabbed the buy side liquidity because they felt like, hey, let's just grab it while we're close, and then we're gonna just take it right back up. Do not chase the cat though. Right now, you're like, oh man, I was just in it, and they pulled it all the way back here. Maybe I should jump in now. No, don't do it. That's what rules are for. You see, we didn't close that 5-minute above that level. That's how you can get yourself into trouble. Maybe another pullback, come back down to this level would be great. But I don't see anything that's really going to go ahead and affect the market other than inflation expectations. That's at 12 o'clock. And bonds at 12:30 and 2 o'clock respectively. So we'll see. We'll see. I do think we're going to get the top side more than the bottom side. I think there's more opportunities that way. I built that idea off of the fact that this 1 hour has just literally built this block. Like everybody that's from this level is like, yo, we want to see this fair value gap get filled. Come on, let's get up there. And then meanwhile, the bears are like, hold the wall. So we'll see. All right, let's go back over to the 5-minute. Looking like we're trying to make that push again. Let's see what goes on with that. Yeah, you see how we rejected that level? That rejection is basically every single one of these early birds that's like, I'm doing open range breakout, and they get in too damn early. Guess what? Your liquidity. That's what these chops are for. Be smart, folks. Make your rules, follow your rules, trade your plan. Don't trade your money. Actually, while we wait for this thing to do its thing, let me grab this. If you haven't been to any of my mindsets, I really think y'all should take the opportunity and go to my mindset classes. We really break down things. You get some like-minded individuals and be able to bounce some ideas of some things that you're probably going through. Trading is not easy. I don't want anyone to ever think that it is, but there are times hearing from other people opens your mind to other ideas. So I am going to grab this while we wait for this. Oh, we came back to the 50%. Look at that. Look at that pullback, and we're making lower lows. This, you see what I mean? Do not chase the cat. Yeah, it looks like it was going to do an open range breakout. Now you're part of liquidity, and then you end up going to that downside. Just wait. Just wait. All right. So that, that's that, that's that. All right, boom. Let me grab this. So in my mindsets, I try not to be selfish, but it is from a relatively selfish space in a way, because I really, why is this thing doing that? That is kind of ugly. Let's see. Modified. So where is it? This is, what's today? Today is the 24th. Is it uploaded to documents? Oh, so a couple of things. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that one as well. Um, oh, that's why it didn't load it up. And we are through the 50%. They are getting all of that liquidity. I had that SPY position, but it looked like they're going to come back and fill that whole entire gap. All right, that was cute. We'll go ahead and cut our losses here and redeploy that cash for another time. I think the highest I got was like 6% or 10%. I was looking for closer to like 100, so I was willing to risk like 40 to 50% on this. So cut your losses, get out the way. It's the best thing you can do. Oh, ha! I see what happened. Yep. All right, that's out the way, and then now I can focus on. And I just went over. I don't think I ever sent it. That's interesting. Upload to OneDrive. Alright. I might have to do that another time because this thing is not. Do it the old fashioned way. Alright, so we're almost to the bottom of the range, and that's what I was kind of like more worried about in itself. Can we get there and then it starts to break down? Good thing I execute that contract. Get out of there. So right now we are inside of an area Now, I think if we break under 2174, I think we're going to have ourselves a good drop here. It's probably Tesla's profit taking that's pushing this down. Tesla got up to about 350. Oh yeah, and they wicked right inside of that order block. I mean inside the gap. So this thing could probably try to push back into Tesla coming down. I would say that Tesla is just way too bullish for all of that. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's a monster month. $89 month. Yeesh. I see you, Tesla. All right. Looks like NQ is trying to recover right from here. If we can hold above 191, 200 level, then we'll probably put some more pressure on that 618. But we did kind of repenetrate into that fair value gap. That should scare some of those bears to get out the way, be part of liquidity. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so back to my point from earlier. I want y'all to be very conscious. Where's the other one? All right, boom, boom, boom. So as we wait for this, so we get ourselves a nice little bounce here. I think right now in this phase we are currently in that warm up. Get out of the way. We're in that warm up trade, warm up with paper trading or whatever the case may be. But right now, I did take a small trade, but I knew what I was looking for, so I'm not in that wow phase. I'm not amazed at that. So I'm still kind of like in that paper warming up, seeing how the market's going, and you can kind of see the market's still trying to warm up itself. Like this thing is not going anywhere. This is a doji after a doji after a doji. So yes, in a middle of a range trade, you probably could get some good action there. But for what we're trying to do as individual traders, we're looking for that breakout. So they came back, retest that level. Looks like they're getting all that sell side liquidity recapturing again. Probably play inside of the opening range. That's probably what they're doing. Hence the reason why I did not go bearish, because the 5-minute did not break below it. Use that as a bounce area. That fair value gap on the 5 minutes eating up. Daily is bullish. 4 hours bullish. 2 hours trying to be bullish. 1 hour is probably under. Is it under? Come on, 1 hour. 1 hour is trying to set off so that way it can continue to be bullish. $15-minute is already bullish. So we'll see. Maybe this is all part of the accumulation phase and we continue to that upside. See what happens. All right, it's struggling. It is, but assuming that they recovered this whole entire wick for a reason, and they're not going to give it back, I think this is going to be the beginning of a rocket to that upside. 5618 battle. So I am risking what I had made, including what would have been my stop of that previous trade, assuming that this is going to continue to the upside. So I am being a little bit bullish, but I'm waiting. You're not going to recapture all of it, are you? They're trying their best to. Yeah, they're going to sit in the range. I was looking for this 15-minute momentum to still close above that 50 EMA, 50%, but it did not do that. So we might not get that opening range breakout on this one either. I try to run this until about 10:15, 9:15 to 10:15, and I thought that would have been the move, and looks like it's not. So we're gonna have to find another entry. I'll spill over just a little bit longer to see if we can find something. Alright, so this is the first couple of minutes here of the new 5-minute. That 5-minute did not close above that 50 EMA, so it's a very tricky spot here. Okay, they're trying to hold that 50% here. Can they do it? That means it would have to be above this 21,219. After making such a bounce here on that 15-minute, I really do think that they're going to get more upside here. But we're going to be conscious. If we could get ourselves a nice little explosion here, probably be the one that takes us into that 618 without any hesitation. I think they are trying to really hold under that 21,223. They kind of created a little bit of a kick here, and this thing can reestablish itself, probably take that area back out. Alright, they're taking out more buy side liquidity here. What's their target? Alright, we came back. It seemed like we came back to this 200. We're trying to keep this thing staying in the range. I don't think that's going to last long. I'm very curious on where those buyers are. I think they're still around. Very interesting price action, because it seemed like they want to get above that 50 and they want to take up to that upside, but every time it gets there it gets smacked. So I think the bulls are going to get tired after a while. That's one of the things that is my list of things that I don't have like all the way down pat, is being able to play inside of ranges. It still looks like they're going to drag this thing down. There is one area that I'm curious about, which is the 219 level. We haven't really just got rid of all the sell side, buy side liquidity. Is the buyers coming back and they're revisiting here and like, okay, now this is the level. Are they going to build a new floor? If it was, it would have been there. It gives up this 200 level. We're going to go right down to that lower base. Let's see if they step into here. Looks like they're trying to. Just trying to. Still trying to build that base above 200. There we go. That's that 219 level. Just lighten up the leverage. That kind of cleaned up a lot. Oof, I got pulled down as much as $1,000. Like it was really bad. But kind of stuck with it a little bit. Cleaned up, got rid of my $300 of an L. Still, like I said, I'm still working on range trading. Yeah, there's some people I know they're like really, really good. They're like, oh, that's the top level. Here's the reverse. Boom. They hit reverse buttons, operate, recklessly, without no helmets, no safety glasses, no nothing. um, but yeah, I'm just not at that. I'm not at that echelon yet. I think I have flashes of them, but I still kind of warm up and try to practice getting these things in, especially if I see that opportunity. If we can break out of this angle of a downtrend that we're putting in here, let me show y'all this a little bit, like that. If this breaks, everything that was selling for like the past 30 minutes is probably going to go ahead and get out the way, and it's going to create buy side liquidity. I'm sorry, sell side liquidity. All predicated on that 219 level. Look like they're building it up again. It pops the top here. This thing's going to go. It's trying to pop the top. Can you pop the top? Right now, my stop loss is kind of like at break even. All right, pop the top. You had the 219 again. You might as well just go right through it. Or are they strong here? Because that's a block right there. I'm seeing a nice little order block here. Oof. You see how they hitting it hard? Hit. Hit it again. Oof. Come on. Get them out the way. They still hitting it. Can they get all this current buy side, sell side liquidity? Because they just stepped in, hitting it twice at that block. Nope, they can't. I took the 150. I had like about 500 still in there, and I upped my leverage a little bit. Oh, there we go. It's working here. It's not working on here. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, so we're getting that breakout ish like action, like it wants to, and then they take it back. Oh, actually, it might do it. It might do it here. It might do it here. I'm looking for a target somewhere around 232. All right, there we go. Let's go. Let's go to that 232. I'm looking for 232. That will bring us, to 233. Oh, these jerks. They brought it all over. Look at y'all. That was evil. Well, I can see me take this L kind of viciously. Then let me go ahead and pull this out. Oh my God, I had finally upped my leverage back up, and look at that. They just got me right at the bridge. My target was 232, and we had some steam getting to that 232. I think I'm still okay, but I'm not okay with them just pulling it back that deep, knowing for a fact we was gonna go straight to 232. Look at that. They just hit it. That's why sometimes going through order blocks can be so dangerous. Yeah, I'm too leveraged for me to try to even try to average it. Oh, my first L on the screen. That sucks. That sucks. And we was doing so well too. I thought we was going to just recapture this. This is the wick I was looking for right here, right there, 232. Oh, don't do it now. After y'all done grab my liquidity, you jerks. So when you see some of these traders like, oh, I take no L's or this, that, or third, and all that stuff. No, people still take L's now. Ah, I'm so mad. We got right at the edge of it. And the funny thing about it, if this breaks this level, because I think there's a lot of sellers that was sitting here because of this downward trend line. That's the pivot point here. They know if this breaks, this thing is going to give us that opening range breakout. Hey, what's going on, Giant? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Now that was hilarious. You jerks. And I had just added my last bit of contracts for that leverage too. Alright. Let's just sit back and watch. I want to see if they're gonna, because now they turned this 5 minute into a hammer. Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's why you got to put your targets and you put your rules to it. Now, while I was actually considering, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just take anything after 232. But I was like, nah, let me just be tighter, be smart about it. Let me go with something that is 232. So that's why I added my leverage like that. So not happy, but I traded my plan. That's the only thing I'm happy about. I'm just mad it didn't hit that two. See, look at that. Now they just got the sell side liquidity I was just staring at, which is the one that kind of caught me. Now we're about to get to that 230 level, which is that rejection area. Things are starting to turn a little bullish. Let me go back to the 1 minute. Let me see how this is looking now. The Stoke is now crossed. There we go. And the sellers ain't going to win this one. Unless there is a massive block of sellers here, this thing's going to now go to the 232. There we go. Stokes cross. Not here comes the 232. Oh, and then bang. All right, you know what? They got me this time. They got me. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. No problem. Y'all got me. Y'all got me. I just know if this thing breaks the 232 to into the 234, the money printers are going to start opening up, and then this thing is just going to go ahead and rip. They funny. They are funny. You know, I want to see if they're going to actually get up to the 234. So this is the end of the 5 minute candle, but you can kind of see this 5 minute candle is real tiny. That the Bears didn't really have full control, and we're probably putting in. Oh, I was gonna say put in the actually 1 minute candle. could have been a fair value gap on this 1 minute that would have held us, but they just came and grabbed the rest of that liquidity. All right, so that said, I was curious if we was going to hold that, but it looks like we're not holding that level. Like I said, if you're going to get yourself an elite account, 90% off. The link is down below. I'm going to be back here again tomorrow at 9:15. I may stay a little longer because I do have some reservations at Thursday that's going to conflict, so I might just do a long Wednesday and nothing on Thursday. But I will try to give you at least 2 hours this week. So if anything, maybe I'll do a Friday special. But again, normally it's 9:15 all the way until 10:15 is our normal trading time. We kind of go over everything. Keep an eye out on some of the tickers I gave you, like DraftKings and everything else. Those things are coming up on my volume list. And if you haven't liked, subscribe, but hit the bell button. You haven't sent it to friends and family, I think take this time now to do that. And then I will see y'all tomorrow at 9:15 with a working camera. All right, yeah, have a great day.